there, Jonathan here, and welcome back as we're about to enter into our next room, the vault. So before we continue on here, let's go ahead and recap on our last room that we're in, a rail tunnel. So it looks like Shawna didn't hold back the darkness and it moved up one space there. Yvette was doing really good with her gun, shooting, but looks like Shawna saved the day and finished off the night terror, taking him down. And during the fight there, her axe that she was using chopped off the night terror's right hand and put him down to the ground for the final kill. So Shawna did some comforting presents to help heal up her sister there. And looks like a lot of damage was done to our heroes from the night terror's terror ability. So you got to watch out for these enemies having those special abilities that'll mess with you, even though they're not going to be hitting you or damaging you. But at the end of the battle, they did catch their breath and did pretty good by healing up some of their sanity that they lost. Now they were ready to leave till Shawna realized that, hey, maybe we need to search these weird creatures. They might have some loot on them or something like that. And luckily enough, sure enough, that Yvette, she ended up finding a healing stone, which was located on a leather cord. And now she goes ahead and wears that around her neck. And Shawna, she found 2 darkstone. She also found some coins that was scattered around and caked with blood. But she has an issue with the darkstone being a little bit too heavy and bulky for her, that she asked her sister to carry it. So now her sister, Yvette the Gunslinger, is carrying 3 darkstone. So let's go ahead and continue on as we enter into our next room, the vault. So we're on step 3, room exploration. Let's go ahead and check out the exploration token and see what it has to offer. Alright, we got ourselves, from top to bottom, we got 2 door icons. So the vault has 3 exits, so 2 of them will be doors and 1 will have an end cap. And then we have, okay, this is one of the bad exploration tokens. This one's got a growing dread card that we're going to have to draw for it. And then we have an encounter, and then we have our first clue icon. So remember, for the introductory mission, we need to find 2 clue icons, and the second one will reveal where the darkstone deposit is. Now they've found 3 darkstones so far, so they know that this mine has some darkstone in it. They just need to find the location of the main vein of darkstone. So we start off with the 2 door icons. So we look at the card for the vault. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And since 2 of them are going to be doors, we're going to roll the d6, and the number that comes up is going to show which one does not have a door. So we roll the d6 and we get a 4. So the one straight up in the middle, that one right there, is not going to have a door. So we go ahead and take an end cap and close it off. Next is Growing Dread. So we go ahead and we take the Growing Dread stack, take the top card, and we put it down on the stack. So now we have 1, 2, 3 Growing Dread cards that we're going to reveal at the certain time. The last one is Encounter. So we go ahead and grab the Encounter deck, and we'll find out what we have for an encounter in the vault. We got Prospector is the name. The keywords underneath it is Encounter, Active, and Stranger. You find an old prospector in the mines. He looks at you with a suspicious glare. So we got 2 different types of skills to do here. And here's the skill icons that will tell us which heroes are going to be taking the test. Go ahead and get the reference card. And our first one, it says choose one hero. Our second one is select a random hero. So we're choosing one hero, and they got to do a cunning skill test to get a 5+. If successful, he uses his medical supplies to heal D3 wounds from each hero. If failed, he goes crazy, doing D6 to a random hero before being shot dead. Then, you'll go ahead and do a random hero. They have to do a luck skill check of a 5+. If successful, on his way out, he hands you a loot. If failed, he falls to his knees and explodes in a shower of gore as something bursts out of him. Attack. A P dice, tentacles. Okay, so we're going to do our first one, which is a cunning skill test, 5+. So in this one, we choose one hero. Well, it's going to be typical that you're going to choose the one that has the highest skill score in cunning. And when we look at our character sheets for the Gunslinger and the Saloon Girl, you can see up top that they both have a cunning of 3. Alright? So either one of them can go ahead and do the skill check, but an odd on a d6 is going to say the Gunslinger is going to do it. So it's even, so the Saloon Girl says, alright, I can do this, I can do this. So we take 3d6, we roll them, and Shawna has to get a 5 or better on at least one of the dice. Oh, and she fails. So it says, if failed, the prospector, he's going to go crazy doing d6 hits to a random hero before being shot dead. Alright, d6 hits to a random hero. Odd is going to be the Gunslinger. Even. So Shawna tried going up to him to do a cunning test. He freaked out, started smacking her, hitting her with a rock, hitting her with a stick, and she's going to get d6 hits of damage. So she gets 4. Now that's a hit, which goes against her defense. So she rolls a d4. I'm sorry, she rolls 4 dice. And you can see that she needs a defense of 3 or better on the 4 dice. Oh, and she gets 3, 5, 6, and 6. So she does good on all those. Dodges out of the way as he's freaking out, and meanwhile her sister Yvette unloads her gun into him, killing him. Then we choose one random hero. So odd is going to be the Gunslinger. So even for Shawna. So this is going to go against the luck skill. So when we look at the character sheets, Shawna's got a luck of 3, and Yvette's got a luck of 4. Now, it would have been better if the Gunslinger would have done it, because she has 1 extra dice to do it. But at the moment, Shawna's going to get to do the luck skill test with 3 dice, and she's got to get a 5 or better on at least one of the dice. 1, 1, and a 6. So she makes it. So it says, if successful on his way out, he hands you a loot. So before he drops dead from Yvette's showering of bullets from her pistol fanning, he gives her a loot card. And what is it that he pulls out of his satchel? A Darkstone shard. So Shawna gets 20 XP. It is a loot Darkstone, and she gets 1 Darkstone shard. So there's her Darkstone. And as she is given the Darkstone, she looks over at Yvette and says, well, actually, even before she says anything, Yvette holds out her hand and Shawna gives her the Darkstone. So now Yvette the Gunslinger has 4 Darkstone shards, and the Saloon Girl, Shawna, has none. So, remember, it is a loot card, so we put it back into the deck, and we give them a shuffle. And that is the end of the encounter card, because we did the last one. So we go ahead and discard the encounter card, and they've got 1 clue icon. So we're going to go ahead and leave that here to remind us that we have 1 clue icon. Now normally, these exploration tokens, once you use them and get them done, they are discarded. Okay, but we're going to keep this one here, just as a reminder. The other ones are off with the stack of exploration tokens, but they're put off to the side because, as I said, they are discarded. So that ends our step 3 for the room exploration with the prospector. And now we go to step 4, end of the turn. So our Gunslinger is adjacent to our Saloon Girl, and the Saloon Girl will do the comforting presence on Yvette. But as we look at the character sheet for the Gunslinger, there are no tokens of wounds or sanity. So she is fully healed up. So just being next to her sister is fine as can be. So that ends the turn, and we go back to the beginning. And we go to step 1, hold back the darkness. Alright, Shawna, she's got her old lantern with her. She's ready to go ahead and continue on as she's going to hold back the darkness. An 8. Very good. So it beats the 7+ stage that they're in. So they hold back the darkness there. And now we go to step 2. Models activate in initiative order. Now our models are on the map tiles by themselves. So we go with the situation of 2 actions, 1 movement and 1 searching. So she gets to do her movement. The Gunslinger is up first because she has the higher initiative, and her movement is going to be a 4. And so now they're deciding which way should we go, to the right or left. Good question. Odd will go up here to the left, and it's even. So we're going to come down here to the right, and we move 4. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to the end of the tile. Now she's going to go ahead and search. So we roll 3d6, 3, 3, and a 4. So nothing in those boxes. Next up is Shawna. She'll go ahead and do her movement. She gets a 2. And remember, she has the ability fast for +1, so she gets 1, 2, 3 on her movement. Alright, and she's going to go ahead and scavenge. Roll the 3d6. 4, 4, and 4. Well, sorry, Shawna, not good enough. Alright, so that concludes step 2. Now we go to step 3, room exploration. Now there is no token on this tile, as they have already identified the tile and the token that was on it. So now we end step 3 and go to step 4, end of the turn. So our Gunslinger is actually 2 squares away from the Saloon Girl, so she does not get to do her comforting presence on her. So that's just going to end step 4. And now we go back to the beginning of the turn. And step 1, hold back the darkness. So Shawna's going to go ahead and roll her 2d6 to hold back the darkness. She gets, uh-oh, dun dun dun. So she gets double 4s. Now remember, on doubles, you don't do anything with the depth track, you go to the depth event chart. And we got double 4s, so we look here for double 4s. The 4 is falling rubble. The rocky ceiling of the mine shaft is unstable and prone to collapse. Each hero in the mines immediately takes d6 hits. Alright. So our first one is going to go up against our Gunslinger for d6 hits. She gets 2 hits. And now the hits is a defense roll, so she's got to get a 5 or better. Ooh, and she gets hit with 1 rock. So she's going to go ahead and take 1 wound. And then Shawna, she's going to get hit by 4 rocks. So her defense is a 3+. With the 4, she needs a 3 or better. And we got a 2, 2, 3, and 4. So she gets hit with 2 of them. Now remember, she's got the acrobatic dodge, which says once per turn you may reroll 1 failed defense roll. So she's going to go ahead and roll 1 of her dice, and she needs to get 3 or better. And she gets 3, she just makes it. So she only fails 1, and she takes 1 wound damage from one of the rocks hitting her. Alright, so that was the end of step 1, holding back the darkness, falling rubble on them. We go to step 2, models activate in initiative order. First one up is going to be the Gunslinger. Okay, so she does her 2 actions, movement and searching. So she goes in and does her movement. Okay, so she got that 1, which gives her a grit. So here's a grit for Yvette. So she's going to just stay there. She's not going to move. And they haven't scavenged the room yet, so she's going to scavenge. She rolls 3d6. A 1, 4, and 4. Oh, so she did not scavenge the room. Alright, next up is our Saloon Girl. So she's going to do her movement. She gets a 2, and then she also gets 1 for fast for her ability, which gives her 3, but all she needs is 1, 2. So she's fine there. Now she's going to go ahead and scavenge the room. Alright, so she does not get a 6, a 1, 3, and 5. Alright, well that ends step 2. Now it goes to step 3, room exploration. And they've already explored the room, so we go to their next step, step 4, end of the turn. Gunslinger is next to her sister, so the comforting presence goes in effect. And she goes ahead and heals up that 1 wound that she has. Now she is fully healed. And now we go back to the beginning. Step 1, hold back the darkness. Alright, come on, Shawna. 5. Oh, not good. So the darkness marker moves forward. Uh-oh. Onto space 6, which is a growing dread space. Not good. So now we take another growing dread card and we add it to the stack. Okay. We now go to step 2. Models activate in initiative order. So our Gunslinger is up. She goes in and does her movement. She gets a 5. She's just going to stay there. And now she's got to go ahead and scavenge the room. 1, 2, and 5. Nope. Alright, so we go to our next hero, Shawna. She's up. Okay, Shawna's going to go ahead and move. She's a 4. So nope, she's just going to stay there. And then she's going to go ahead and scavenge. Ooh, a 2, 6, and 6. Alright, so she scavenges twice. And good for her because it seems she's been finding a lot of nothing to find here cards. So she gets 2 scavenge cards. So we go ahead and get the deck. Scavenge number 1 is Hideous Discovery. It's worth 10 XP and scavenge. Poking around in the shadows, you see something that chills you to the bone. You quickly return to the group, refusing to speak of what you found. Take 3 horror hits, and you lose 2 sanity for each horror hit failed. Alright. And then our second one is... Oh, nothing here. She get 10 XP and it's scavenge. The room appears to have nothing of value. Nothing to find. Alright, so she's going to go ahead and roll 3 horror hits. And her willpower, the saving is 4+, so she needs a 4 or better. Okay, so she makes it on 2 of them. She fails 1, so she's going to lose 2 sanity. 2 sanity damage. She's not doing too good. She's got a lot of damage there. Alright. So we go ahead and take those scavenge cards and we put them back into the deck and give them a little shuffle. Alright, that ends step 2. We're on to step 3, room exploration. So we've already explored the room, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, and here's our scavenge token. Now a good way to remind what that is, a helpful hint, is that we take the scavenge deck, we take a scavenge token, and we're going to put it right on the deck. That way we know that we have to use a scavenge token to say, hey, we've already scavenged that map tile. So we go on to step 4, which is end of the turn. And it looks like our Gunslinger is all healed up, so she has nothing to worry about. So now we're going to go back to the beginning of the turn, and step 1, hold back the darkness. So Shawna's ready to go at it. Hold back the darkness. And 10. That's good enough, good enough. So she holds back the darkness. And now we move on to step 2, models activated in initiative order. We move our first player marker up there, and our Gunslinger is up. So she's going to go ahead and do her 2 actions. First one is movement. Shoots a 4, so she's just going to stay there. And then they've already scavenged the tile, so they're going to do their second part there, which is searching, looking through a door. So she's going to go ahead and look through the door, and we get our map deck for the mine, and we get Cavern of Bones. Alright, so this one looks like a big map tile. Let's go and get that Cavern of Bones map tile. It's right there. Okay, whoa, yep, look, big map tile. So here's our picture, and it looks like it's right here. So there's the green arrow that shows the entrance onto the map tile, which is going to be right here. And the exit's right there. So let's go ahead and do some movements around and place the Cavern of Bones map tile. Alright, so there we go. We got our new map tile all set up. And then remember, we got our Cavern of Bones, so we got a reminding marker here. Our circle, we go ahead and put it onto the next map deck for the mine. Go ahead and place our card down with the other ones, and then we move the Hero Posse marker up to space 11. So the next time it's going to go to space 10, which is in the 8+ stage on the depth track. So it's going to be a little bit tougher holding back the darkness. So our Gunslinger finished up there by looking through the door, and now our Saloon Girl is up. The new map tile, Cavern of Bones, is going to get an exploration token. So we put that right there in the middle. Now before Shawna goes, even though we placed all that information down onto the play area, the exploration token is not revealed until step 3, room exploration. So Shawna still has to resolve her step 2, models activate in initiative order. So she's going to go ahead and do her movement. She gets a 3, she's just going to stay there. And then her second part, she either scavenges, but she can't because they've already scavenged the vault tile, and she cannot scavenge the Cavern of Bones tile because there's an unrevealed exploration token still on the map tile. So she's going to go ahead and do her second part of that, which is looking through a door, but the Gunslinger already looked through the door that revealed this map tile. So she can't do anything for the rest of her step 2. So they're going to go ahead and move on to step 3, room exploration. So we're going to go ahead and end the video now. Go ahead and join us next time as we continue along and we enter into our next room, Cavern of Bones.